really do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. We are here. Get involved, get in the comments. And if you're on Twitter now and you see it and it's come up on Twitter and you're thinking, what is this? There's a link above. Click the link and then come over to YouTube, because then you can comment on YouTube. It's no con or anything like that. You don't have to pay anything. Just come over to YouTube and you can put your comments on. We can put your comments on the screen and it gives us a better interaction with you. So literally all you need to do is click the link. It will bring you over to the channel here. And then you can just play along like a space on this channel and get over. This is Everton versus Burnley, the cup. And it's a pre-match, and we've got Jamie, who I'm going to chuck on in a second. Should I get my little Halloween props out quick?
Yeah, go on. I'll put Jamie on. You get your stuff out. Oh, there you are.
Let's go.
I'm a bit scared of your props, though, to be honest.
Get your stuff out, man.
So, first of all,
keep it clean.
It's Halloween. I did this today, and I was really impressed. It took me long. You don't realise how much it takes to get the actual stuff out of the pumpkin. That's the hard work. Look, Everton, till hold on. This is a big pumpkin, because when I slipped and picked those pumpkins, Everton till I die on the pumpkin. Looks really cool. So I've got that as my little prop.
Did you carve that with your tackles? What else you got?
Slid in.
Oh, I don't like this.
This is the other thing that I've got now.
Oh, I mean, which Everton player is that?
Michael Keane. Right, so I've got the clown mask there. Sometimes it's just Halloween, isn't it? So you've got to get a little bit of the eyes move on this one. That's when I watch us go up and down the pitch days.
Looks like me this morning when I woke up, tell you.
You know what I mean? And also, I've had that Calvert-Lewin in my song I've just put on Twitter all the time as well. So I'll just literally get this Calvert-Lewin song off my chest. You all know it, don't you? Can't be cocky, right? Because it's just literally a football chant.
Yeah, you do.
It's a football chant song. Here we go. Calvert-Lewin. We need a song for him. United for £1 million. Calvert-Lewin.
All you needed was to play up front. So leaving there, you're fucking stubborn. All I wanted to
is see you in blue. What a song. We've finally got a Calvert-Lewin song. Right, to business now. Paul, take it away. So I've just dropped me ear thing.
Sorry, I'm now traumatised.
Here we go. I'll crawl across the room now and get it.
Can I show something? I got a present today. The missus bought me. The missus bought me a present off Temu.
The business.
Bought it on Temu, right? This is for Christmas, but as we're showing stuff, I didn't realise it was show and tell. This is Nakatomi Plaza, and that's Hans Gruber at the top. And then every day over the Advent, you move him down a little bit until basically he hits the floor.
That is class. We have just got everything. That is class.
We're all here. There you are.
We're here. And get involved in the comments. Let's see who's in the building. Like the stream straight away, first of all, if you can. I appreciate it. We need more likes on the stream. We need more shares. So like the stream. I'll say it at the start because that's when people are on and can go away. So if I keep them on, let's do this. Stay on this stream. You will enjoy it. I absolutely promise you. And if you don't, I'll give you a refund of nothing because it costs nothing, right? But stay on the stream. Emma's in the house. Get involved. Someone come in late. We've got Jamie in the building. Get involved. Hit the like now so we can share it around. It is Everton versus Burnley. We're at home. Cup match. Seen a few tonight, haven't we? but most of them tomorrow. So, Paul, I'll let you start away on this. What do you want to say on this then?
Oh, let's go all guns blazing as much as possible. I think that the lineup's going to be probably the really interesting part, that which has probably torn a few people in terms of their arguments. I read lots of people saying it'd be daft to play PCL. I understand the argument. The other side of PCL might even say, why are you going to stop me in my stride? When I scored on Saturday and I played really well, let me go again. Let me play an hour. Let's get the game sorted, and then bring me off when we're 2-0 up or something. So there's arguments for both. You've got lads who are chomping at the bit, though. You've got Beto, Danjuma. There's plenty of people who want to get on the pitch from the start. Garner Gay's not played for a while. So there's arguments for both, but whatever we do, I just hope the attitude is to get the business done early and not just sort of play a weakened side. We haven't got much of the squad anyway, but play a weakened side and hope it gets us over the line. Let's make sure that we actually get the win, because we're 2-3 wins away from Wembley, and a decent draw, a bit of luck in the draw, which we've had this time, I reckon, would be really good to then have a great quarter final. Another draw, Exeter 2-2 with Middlesbrough at the moment. The other teams in Mansfield and Port Vale. There's loads of Premiership sides playing each other tomorrow. So there's scope there for a League Cup success, which never happens. We've not won it for a start off. That'd be great if we could do that.
No, I'm looking at some of the teams in there now, and I'm thinking, I look at a Middlesbrough game where Middlesbrough have gone 1-0 down, just 1-1 at the minute, and I'm thinking, I wouldn't mind drawing you. I wouldn't mind going through and drawing someone like that. Is it 2-2 now?
2-2.
Oh, I seen them losing 1-0, then I seen it 1-1. There's some good teams in there, and it's not many games left to win it. So we've got to. This is a massive cup for us. For me, this is, in my eyes, I'll pass it on to you now, Jamie. But in my eyes, this is the best chance we've got to win a trophy. I'd say the only chance we've got to win a trophy this season. I know we're in the other cups, but for the path that this is, looking at the teams that are in it, this is definitely our best chance of winning a cup this season, in my opinion. Because you could land on another. I'm not saying no disrespect to Burnley, by the way, because they're like us. They've got some good players and they've not been gelling together. But they are due to get better and gel together. We probably started to connect earlier than Burnley, where Burnley brought all these new players and thought they'd all just go together. They was very excited, the Burnley fans, by the way. And I'll have a Burnley fan on tomorrow. We'll have a little talk before the game. But Burnley fans, I tell you something, was giving, not the one that I know because he's a good lad, but some Burnley fans was proper trying to troll me. There was like they come up thinking they was probably going to get like Europa League or something like that with the 100 million that they spent, and it's not been clicking how they wanted it to. But I do respect the team that they've got because they have got some good players. What do you think on this, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, they've not had a good start, really, have they? The only team they've beat is Luton so far. Luton turned us over, so you've got to look at it a little bit like that. Anyone on their day can beat anyone. You're right in what you say. This is probably direction-wise where we're probably most likely to go further in the cup because it's already the last 16. Obviously, if we do the business tomorrow, then it's a case of get a nice draw, and then if we get a nice draw, we do that. We're in the last, we're in the last four sort of thing. So it's one of those. It's the potential's there. I think Paul hit the nail on the head. The mentality's got to be there as well. The only other thing, it's the first home game since the passing of Kenwright, so it's gonna be obviously they're gonna do something for him, rightly so. So it's gonna be an emotional time as it is. I feel bad for Alan Myers today because he put something on Twitter about it saying that it's going to be an emotional day, and then he took it down because he was getting a load of abuse of it because people thought he was trying to alienate the fan base, and I didn't take it that way. I took it for what it was, that he was just trying to point out the fact that no matter how, and we've said it numerous times, all three of us, no matter how you felt about the man, it's not the time, place, or position to be in where it's making it about the way the club's been run or whatever. It's about giving the man the send off that he deserves. And to be fair, it's probably going to be only this game that they do it, and they actually give him some form of tribute. So let the man have his flowers. As simple as that. So I think it'll be an emotional game tomorrow. I think it'll be a tough game. I like company, and to be fair, I don't mind Burnley. The new lot that have come in and took over Burnley. I don't know if you both watched the documentary that was on Sky a couple of months ago. I watched it. It was only about 4 episodes long, but I watched it. And you see the way that they come in, and they literally gutted the club inside out. And it was a case of, right, this is what we've got. And they brought company in, and company pretty much had to build from the ground up, and everything that goes on the club has his stamp on it, which I think is a very similar attribute to what Sean Dyche has within Everton. So much respect to Burnley, but I definitely think that Sean Dyche should have them on song, especially with what tomorrow is going to mean for the football club being at home, and hopefully the mentality is there and we do the business.
To either one of you, this is just questions that I feel a lot of people will probably want to think about. First question, either one of you can take it. I'm personally quite scared that we're not that good at home yet. That's my fear at home. I'm more confident away, than what I am at home. I think we've got to conquer this home atmosphere getting better and I think once you clock that win at home, I think the home fans start to believe more. I think the away fans believe we're going to win because we've been picking up stuff away and we're better away at the minute. I feel like we need to they need to make the home fans believe now as well. They need to get a chunk of this good Everton now. And I'm hoping, I'm a bit worried whether we're going to play as good at home, but I really hope we do.
I think this is... Oh, go on.
Well, the only thing I was going to suggest was the thing is with Sean Dyche that I'm sure I mentioned this last time, but it's still appropriate. When we scored the first goal, we haven't lost under Dyche, and I think that's been our biggest problem this season, where the XG's been high and we've been creating loads and loads of chances. But if we don't get that first goal, that's when the crowds are on their back, and that's where we're struggling to play at home. Whereas you look at last game at home where we won, we got the early goal, James Garner scored, and it was like a pressure was taken off. They played like a completely different side. So I think the important thing is to get the first goal.
Yeah, I mean, it said on the West Ham post-match, is fear of failure is basically what it is that you've got lads that seem to enjoy the game away against West Ham. Maybe it's because it was away. Maybe it was because, we were in a decent mood. We'd had a decent rest as opposed to West Ham. We were organised, and everything we did was clicking, one-touch passes and everything. So, at home, it's just a case of finding a little bit of consistency now along with away. So this is an ideal game, to be honest, because Burnley are in a situation where we've been in the past, where they're actually not picking up any points, really. Their games, they lost against Bournemouth away, lost against Brentford away, hammered against Chelsea when they were at home, just scraped past Luton away, hammered against Newcastle away. So, they've had some tough games looking back, but they're in a rut at the moment, and we're in a little bit of a rut at home. So if we can just get a little bit of consistency and avoid that fear of failure, tomorrow's the ideal kind of game for us to get that.
From what I've seen from Burnley fans, when they come up, they was playing this amazing passing football in the Championship. And because they've got company who's come from Man City, they thought that there was this amazing passing team. And it hasn't been clicking in the Premier League, which is a lot harder league than the Championship. I think some was thinking it was going to be the same in the Championship, just from what I've seen. But now I've got a few Burnley fans on my Twitter, and it's getting to the point now where it's not been clicking with this passing style that they do. And some of them are saying, should we go back to basics like we played under Sean Dyche and just do basic route football because this passing stuff isn't working? So the fans are questioning the Burnley style and the Burnley manager and everything at the minute. So they're a little bit head hot, ain't they? They are. I think the fans are starting to turn a little bit there, and they're on the way down a little bit. Well, they'll be looking to get something. Like they want something, they need something. Like you've just said, Paul, Burnley haven't done good at all. They haven't been picking up no results, and They need to kickstart. Luckily, we've already had that because we've had, 4 wins in 6 now, even though some people act like we're getting relegated, even though we've won 4 in 6. We're starting to pick up. Some people don't like to admit it, but we are starting to pick up. They haven't done nothing to pick up yet. And
I was going to say, but we're guilty of it as well. Certainly in the last few years, is that fans have got to be realistic, and Burnley having come up, they can't just expect to win every game. Do you know what I mean? The home games that they've had when they've played Chelsea, and then home game before that was United. Last home game before that was Spurs. So, do you know what I mean? They've got to be realistic in their expectations, and as we've started, I think, to become a little bit more realistic in ours.
When I'll put this to you, Jamie, when I set this up, I completely forgot, and it's stupid to forget this. I forgot that Burnley's coach was Sean Dyche, and I put it up as the picture of the start of the channel of Sean Dyche on one side and Company the other side, and I used the Burnley picture of Sean Dyche, and I've got this is personal for Sean Dyche. He won't say it's personal, but I know for a fact I don't know Sean Dyche, but I just feel that the way that Burnley got rid of Sean Dyche, he took that personal. I watched him on the golf channels after when they got rid of him. Sean Dyche said, I feel I could have kept them up and they took that away from me. And I wanted to dib with these new owners. And he felt that he would have kept them up and they took it away. And he kept us up, so maybe he would have. We don't know. And I think Sean Dyche against these will want to prove a point. That's all I'm going to say. I really do think that's why I put them up against each other. I think against his old club and the owners of that old club saying Sean Dyche isn't good enough for them, I think Sean Dyche is going to want to say, right, I smashed you. I was good enough for you and you should have stuck with me. And I think that's a little motivation for me as well, that we've got a manager that massive. He'll always want to prove a point, but even more so this game with him, like the history he's got with Burnley. Do you think that, Jamie?
No, I agree. I said to Paul before the stream started, this is the first game he'll go up against Burnley since being their manager. So it's going to be a big occasion for him, whether it's cup, whether it's league, it makes no difference. I mean, but even before he was linked with the Everton job and before...
He'll come back on. He's just had a signal problem there. He'll be back on in 1 second.
I was just looking at stats from Burnley's last 2 games there against Bournemouth in the last one. We lost 2-1. And Burnley nearly equalised, got a disallowed goal last minute. What they've seemed to do in the last couple of games is that they've sort of had equal share of the ball. You're talking about their passing and everything else, but they've gone behind during that section, and then afterwards, sort of second half and everything, where they're trying to chase the game, teams sitting back against them seem to have coped well enough. So they've had the ball, they've had more possession, but they've not been able to do anything with it. So if we do get the first goal tomorrow, you'd imagine it would be a similar kind of second half.
Apologies.
What was you saying? He just cut you off. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, no, apologies. Just completely went off as I was mid-speech. I was like Winston Churchill there. Yeah, no, it's his first game against Burnley, and before he was ever linked to the Everton job, or before he was ever the Everton manager, I distinctly remember saying at the time, I'm pretty sure I could probably see it on my Facebook or tweet or whatever, that it was very distasteful the way they got rid of Sean Dyche in the manner that they did. You look at what he achieved for Burnley, the success that he brought to Burnley, getting them into European competitions where no one's ever done it before, and they're going to struggle to do it going forward. And he was literally the shoestring budget manager. When they sold Michael Keane to us for 20 million, I'm pretty sure they bought him off United for it was like 1.5. Because I remember, obviously, you just said about him going on the golf life of tubes. He was saying, wasn't he, that the thing at Burnley was that they had to buy small, build them up to be a good player, and sell them on for an abnormal fee or a decent fee, effectively to keep them ticking over as a club. Yeah, I think it's going to be personal. And to be quite honest, he hasn't got much to prove because he kept us up. I think he may well have kept them up, but we'll never know, will we? And it's like you said, Dan, where they're not quite clicking as of yet. and they are due to. And I like company, and I like the philosophy that he's trying to install within Burnley, where they're a passing team. They try and play with the correct man, and they try and play with the correct ethos. But I also think that the way that they play and the way that they pass the ball around, with the way that we constantly press, I think it's catered to the way we play. And if we get the press right, like we got the press right against West Ham, which led to the goal, and the way that Branthwaite just squeezed up on Antonio, won the ball, we were straight in. I think this could be a game with a lot of goals.
Good deal that was, boy. If Sean Dyche can get us to pay 20 million, Emma's just said there, for Michael Keane, then he's obviously a good manager, isn't he? You know what I mean? Tricked us into that one. I have got the team that we played last, and I've got the team that they played last. We all three of us will give you our lineup. We want you in the comments now. We want you to put your lineup now whilst we give our lineup. Just get it in early, because sometimes you don't put them in. Please put it in, because this is the biggest part of tonight, I think. Changes and stuff like that. Is it going to be the same team? Is it going to be changes? I think this is the most interesting part of the channel tonight, for us discussing what we think we should do or what we think will happen. And I just generally do believe that this is going to be like, we're all going to be different tonight. Where we'd all have the same lineup, I don't think it's going to be the same lineup. I'll put on the screen what we both had last game. I'm curious whether any of you are going to think that it's going to be the same. I don't even know some of these players. I'm going to be honest with you. I watch a lot of football. Well, Burnley's a team I haven't watched this season. A lot of the players that they've got are new players. I didn't watch them in the Championship that much either. So you lot might have to coach me on this, on some of the players that they've got there. I mean, this is the team that they played last, Paul. Do you know a lot of the Burnley players here? I'm not disrespecting them, by the way. They could be really good players, but I just don't know a lot of them.
No, not a great deal. Like you say, I think your likes of Brownhill and is that Goodmanson? They're lads who were from the last kind of phase when Dyche was there, but they've had a lot of changes since. They seem like a young team. Do you know what I mean? They're obviously pacey, they're quick. Company's got them playing some decent football. I think probably their thing at the moment is that they don't have, in previous games, don't have a cutting edge in the final third. Hopefully that continues tomorrow. But maybe with that young, sort of vibrant team, they're lacking a little bit of experience and just being a little bit smarter in the second half of games, maybe. So, yeah, there's a few unknown additions there. They've got a couple of lads who are questionable or out as well for tomorrow. Foster's been playing up front. He's got a bit of a knock, so he's a bit questionable as well. So they've got one or two injury worries that might just wobble them a little bit.
They've got a few out.
Yeah,
I know Brownhill. I do know him, and I think from what I've listened, I think they've started to put a couple of the old players back in because it's not working. I think that's what a few of them have said. Just bring back all the older, experienced Burnley players because it's not clicking with this young team that they've got. They're like us. If you look at our team there, we've got quite a young team, but we've got a bit of experience around them, haven't we? I feel we've got a bit more experience around those young players to make it work. They haven't really, when you look at it. I think that's why they have Chuck Brown in, Paul, because they're probably thinking a lot of young players here and they're not going to click. We need to add some roots from Burnley here and put Brownhill in.
It's probably just a bit more Premier League experience in ours. Do you know what I mean? Mikolenko's had a season, Patterson's had sort of half a season, Tarkovsky's played plenty of games, Pickford has, McNeil's had a few seasons with Burnley in the league. So did Harrison, so did Decore, obviously like Watford before us. So, Calvert-Lewin. So I think our side's certainly got more experience in the Premier League than their lads have. They've maybe got a little bit of naivety, and sometimes that can be good, but it can also cut you down a little bit. And I think Burnley have found that in the second half, where they've not been able to make much of an impact in the games that they played.
I think that we'll change ours And I don't think that. I think they'll play their full strength team. I think we'll see something very similar to what they've got. Do you think they'll rest players, or do you think they'll play a fully strength team?
You think, Jamie?
I understand they're going to want to obviously stay in the league and whatnot, but that's their main objective. But I think as much as this is probably our best opportunity for a good cup run, don't you think it's the same for them? So if I was them, I'd be playing a full strength team. So yeah, I mean, I think they'll go full. I mean, out of this,
can you figure out though? I can't figure out whether they're gonna think they haven't won anything in the league yet so far, and that's more important to them, so they're going to rest players. But then I just think because they'll see us as a really good team and really good opposition, they're going to play the best team, like you've just said.
But that's the thing. We'll be a good scalp for them as well, to potentially kick on within the league as well. So why would they play an understrength team against us when a win could do so much? I mean, you look at us when we got that first win under our belt. Look at the confidence it gave us. 4 out of the last 6 we've won. You know what I mean? Nothing breeds winning or success like winning and success. So if they could potentially get a win against us, why would they risk that by resting? I don't think they'll rest. Just can't see it.
You think, Paul? I'm completely with Jamie. I don't think we're going to get a rested team. I think Company's under it here. Like the way they got rid of Sean Dyche, if he doesn't start picking results up, whether it's in the cup or in anything, if he doesn't get a win under their belt as soon as possible, questions are going to be asked on him. And questions are asked on these players as well. The Burnley fans will be onto them. So I honestly do believe that they just want to get a win ASAP. And also Company will use this game to try and find a combination that's going to work for him in the Premier League, I think. I think he's going to try something that's going to click for him in the Premier League. So he's going to use this cup game to try and win and take a win into the Premier League. I like that. You know what I mean? I'm game for the Geordies coming on and being sound. I know loads that are wicked. Some trollers, but sound. And he says we're going to win as well, 2-0 early. We'll give our predictions at the end, but thanks for that. I'm game for you saying we're going to win this game. At least you realise that we're actually getting better. Right, so let's do this. Put in the comments, people, put what you think the team will be. We'll start with Paul. Then we'll do Jamie. Then we'll do me. So what we're going to do our lineups now, our Everton lineups. Get involved in the comment. What would your lineup be this cup game? You know you want to have a go. We all want to have a go at the cup game, see what it's going to be. Paul, we'll start with you. Then we'll do Jamie. Then we'll do me. So have a proper listen here. Paul, what's your lineup? 11, go.
Pickford in goal. Miko is going to go left. Patterson's going to go right. Branthwaite and Tarks as your 2. With Onana and Garner as your 2 defensive. I wouldn't change that, to be honest. Keep that strong, keep that clean sheet. That's massive. Why weaken it at the back to, potentially concede? If you want to change people later on when we've got a decent game going, then fair dues, do that. I'd give the thing about McNeil playing is that he works that hard as well. Do you know what I mean? I would probably start Danjuma though, to be honest. He's hungry, that lad. Get him on the ball first half. I think he'll create things for us. He'll also be close enough to whoever's playing up front. I'd stay with Harrison on the right-hand side in front of Patterson, and I'd still have Decore in front of Onana and Garner. I'd start with Beto. I think Beto's still decent. Do you know what I mean? I don't think him not being in the side has made him any weaker. I get the argument about DCL starting, keep the momentum. He can still come on. There's absolutely no problem in that. But Danjuma and Beto they're biting. They're really chomping at the bit to get involved. And if they start, then you can say to him, look, you've got at least an hour to put yourselves back in Dyche's thoughts. Give him a problem for the Brighton game and picking the side for that. If you play a blinder tomorrow, then he's then got to think, oh, hang on, he was really good. Do we keep him in, do we not? And it's better to play well and give the manager those decisions and sort of just having 20 minutes at the end. So start them. I think they'll be hungry to do so. And if it's not going great, but I think it will, that's when you can bring DCL or McNeil on. That's for me.
That is Paul's team. So it is Pickford, Mikalenko, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Patterson. Is Young available for this or not?
I think Jamie said, Jamie, you say he is?
Yeah, but no.
Yes. No, I'm just asking if it's in the options, just because I want to get. Oh, I didn't know that information.
Want to get Patterson out as soon as possible.
No, I know you got nervous then, but I'm just asking if it's available because we need to tell people on the channel if it's available. Then, so you've got you've got Patterson, Tarky, Branthwaite, then you've got Mikalenko, then you've got Garner and Onana. You're sticking with a 1-2 in the middle. Then you've got you said you're going to play Danjuma with who was on the right? Do you say
Harrison's still on the right?
Harrison, yeah.
And
then you've got
Decore middle with Beto up front, yeah.
So that is your team. That is Paul's team. This is interesting, by the way, because I'm going to tell Jamie to say his team now as well and put yours in the comments. But one thing I am going to say, Keane wasn't even on the bench. I don't think that was because he was injured.
No,
I think that's because we've got a cup game coming up.
Do you think there was? He was
Maybe.
he was named on the bench.
Was he?
But,
I didn't know he was on the bench.
What they said was there was a family issue, and so he had to leave. So that's when they put Lonergan on the bench instead of Keane. So, but
there you go.
You never know if that's all.
Well, it was Branthwaite. It was Godfrey. Was Ben Godfrey on the bench as well?
I think Godfrey was on the bench, yeah.
So he's fit as well. I'm just getting the options here before Jamie gives him, and I'm going to give mine. I'm just getting everyone in the hat here to see. Paul's is a very, very strong team. The only people he's changed is Beto and Danjuma. Jamie, over to you. I like it because normally this is in the comments. What is your team this game?
Do you know what, mate? You may as well name yours because I don't know whether it's the conversation me and Paul had before, but they are literally the exact changes in the exact team that I put out. They're the exact two players that I would potentially rest at this moment in time. I don't think we're in a position to rest any of the others. I think we're starting to click. I think Harrison just needs a few more minutes to get a bit more of the sharpness back. I think McNeil, he works so hard, and I think he works so hard against West Ham. Give the lad a break. Let him play against Brighton because we all know how much he loves to terrorise them. So give him a break this game. Get Danjuma in. Go literally exactly what Paul just said. Right, Danjuma, you've got an hour. Show me what you can do. Because we haven't really seen much of Danjuma yet. I mean, he scored at Sheffield United. He scored in the cup previously, didn't he? We haven't seen much from him yet.
Against Sheffield United.
Yeah. We haven't seen much from him yet, and he hasn't really made an impact off the bench either. And I don't know whether that's the case that it's just not the right game for him. Dice doesn't fancy him. He's not trained. I don't know what it is, but this is the type of game where we're against an opposition that aren't particularly in a great, vein of form. You look at the start 11 there. I can name 3 of them that have played in the Premier League. That's Brownhill, Goodmanson, and Taylor, the left back. The others, I don't know whether they've played the Premier League until this season. There's no disrespect to Burnley. I like Burnley as a football club and I like the manager, but from my footballing knowledge, they're the only 3 in that starting 11 that I've seen play Premier League football. So you look at our team.
It does take time though, Jamie, doesn't it? We've learned that more than anyone. I mean, Mikalenko. Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm not carry on with what you're saying. I'm just pointing out that you're bang on. It takes time. Mikalenko, we've only just realised he's a good player, but it's took him this long to actually build up the confidence to be a good player. And a lot of those Burnley players, they haven't had the time that they need, and I think it might take them more than this season to get things going. Even Onana, he's only just started clicking things, and these have had nearly a full season under the belt now.
Yeah,
so
I feel sorry for Burnley fans because as Everton fans and having seen us turn a team upside down and put 11 new starters in and expecting them to gel all of a sudden, I feel for Burnley because we've been there, we've done it, and we're paying the price for it now. This is a team full of signings from not just the starting 11, but our whole club. Fair enough, Thelwell's done well over the summer to get rid of a lot of the deadwood, but we're still working off at least 4 or 5 managers' signings. So I completely appreciate where Burnley fans are probably thinking and are at this moment in time that, yes, it's going to take time for them to gel, but how long is it going to be until they pull the trigger on company or try something different? Because we've been there, we've done it. It's not easy to integrate that amount of players in and expect the results to turn. But no, I'd pick the same team as Paul did. I'd like to see Beto. I think Beto needs a goal or 2. I think the best business we done this summer was bringing Beto in, and I think the best business we done in the summer was what Sean Dyche done with, and I've said it to you before, what he done with Calvert-Lewin towards the end of the last season, and I don't think it gets applauded, and I don't think it gets mentioned near enough. What he done by taking him out of the limelight when he needed to, getting him fully fit, keeping him training over the summer. He's obviously, he had the stupid eye injury. It wasn't his fault. It was just one of those freaking. But we look such a different side with just one man in there. And I think buying Beto and that first game where Beto come on and he absolutely run what's her name ragged, I think it flipped a switch with Calvert-Lewin. Whereas right, I need to get back. I need to get back and scoring. And now he's the number 9 that we all know he is. He's our 4th highest goal scorer in the Premier League.
He's hungry as well.
You're not a bad striker. If I know, obviously, we don't have great amounts of top goal scorers in the Premier League, but the man's just behind Tim Cahill. Now, Tim Cahill was a hero of mine. I wouldn't mind if Dominic Calvert-Lewin surpassed him, because you can see the hard work that he puts in, and every time he's got that ball in and around the box, you just want the lad to shoot.
The fact that you've just said he's behind Tim Cahill. I just seen the tweet earlier on. Tim Cahill liked it. Everton is saying Calvert-Lewin's after you, Tim Cahill. He's on his way, but the fact that Calvert-Lewin hasn't played hardly any games at all, he would have a good goal scoring record if he would have been fit. It's a shame that he hasn't, but now he can crack on with that, I do believe.
But I'd just say that's like Jamie's saying, Dyche did the right thing. That's 6 months of like planning what to do with him. That's not like a this season thing. This was a from January thing, at least. Do you know what I mean? So
Calvert-Lewin didn't.
In hindsight, he's done the right thing, hasn't he?
He didn't, like, sometimes your kids don't know the answers, do they? You're the older one, you know the answers, you've got more experience. Dyche has come in. That's a philosophy. Dyche has come in and he's got the experience and he knew exactly what to do. And we've had so many managers, by the way, with Calvert-Lewin that have not known the answer to how to get Calvert-Lewin back playing football. Dyche has come in and Dyche has said to Calvert-Lewin, there was a game where Calvert-Lewin says, I'm okay to play. And we all kicked off because Dyche didn't play him, but Dyche did not play him because he didn't believe he was okay to play. And it's just those little things like that where you don't go with the player. Dyche is the man that knows. I know how to look after Calvert-Lewin. And he holded things back. And whatever Dyche has done, he's got Calvert-Lewin very good, very fit. Touch wood, hope it stays like this. And also, Calvert-Lewin in the interview, he says, I'm going to take the other strikers. He's hungry. He's ready. Do you know what I mean? Calvert-Lewin is. He is good. Right, people, if you haven't put your lineup in yet, Paul's Gevers, James is the same. I'm going to give my lineup, and people in the comments give your lineup. One more question before I give my lineup, right? Is Coleman available for this game?
No, I don't think he is.
He's on the grass.
He is on the grass, but I don't think he's in a position to actually play yet.
He's on the wacky backy.
I don't think he'll be properly back till after Christmas. I think we've got too quickly at Christmas for him to be back.
Yeah, it says questionable, but I would be shocked, to be honest. I'd be shocked. He'd be on the bench before he starts again, definitely.
This is my lineup then. Here we go. And then we'll read yours. We are going to read your lineup, so stay on because we're going to read them out. I'm going to tell you what we think of them as well. Stay on this channel, like and subscribe. Right. My lineup is, I think, it's not what I want, by the way. It's what I'm going, not what I want. I'm going with what I think. And I'm going to get you ready because a lot of toffees might frigging get the head wobbling going here. I think Ashley Young is going to play on the left because I think Mikolenko has been, he don't want him out. I think he's crucial. I think he's absolutely on fire. I think Young's going to be on the left. It's not what I want, but I think Young is going to come into this in the cup, and Dyche is going to think he's got the experience. And if he can use him, he will. I don't think he'll use him in the Premier League. I wouldn't change it, by the way. I play the same team as you lot. But this is what's going to happen. Young, for me, is going to play on the left. I think Keane's going to come into it. I think Godfrey's going to come into it. And I think Patterson's going to play right back. I just 100% think that Godfrey and Keane are sitting out, and Dyche will say to Godfrey and Keane, I know, I'm sorry, but I just think this is what's going to happen. When Dyche has been pushing these players out like Keane and Godfrey, he's got to keep them. Like, he's got to say to them, your chance will come in the cup or something like that. That's what he will do. I think he'll say, you will get your chance, but your chance is going to be in the cup. That's what I believe Dyche is going to do. And they will be waiting for their chance. I don't think they deserve one, but I think they'll be waiting for the chance. And I think we'll see a different defence to what we want. And I can see it being Young, I wish it was Brantford, Young, Godfrey, and Keane. I can see Keane and Godfrey getting in this. And I want to win this cup, so I hope I'm wrong here. I think in the centre of midfield, I also believe that we're going to see Gana Gay as well. And this is frustrating. I know what you're thinking. I just honestly do believe Gana Gay is going to put him in. So we're going to see Gana Gay with James Garner. I think he'll leave Onana out, and I don't want him to because you know how much I love Onana, but I think he'll leave Onana out. I can see him playing Gana Gay and James Garner together.
Jamie's raging.
Then on the left, he's going to play Danjuma. And then on the right, he's going to play McNeil. I believe, like the Blues said earlier on, I think he's going to rest Harrison. Harrison's come back from an injury and stuff like that. And he'll want to keep him for the Prem. I think he'll rest him. I think he'll go Danjuma, and I think he'll play McNeil on the other side. It could be either way that he wants to do that. Do you know what I mean? And then I think he'll play Doucouré because Doucouré is just a player that just plays all the time, isn't he? Whether it's cup or not, he'll play him. I wouldn't mind Doucouré getting rested. I wouldn't. But I do think he'll play him. And then I think Beto, like you said, will be up top. I think this is going to be Beto's chance. And a lot of people that have turned on Beto and said, oh, King, he's not a frigging king and stuff like that. And bloody hell, he's shit. I think you just need to calm down. I heard probably the same people say Mikalenko was shit, and now we're all saying he's playing well. Beto's been at the club he's probably played 1-2 full games, so we can't say nothing about Beto at the minute. And we've cried for a centre forward to give Calvert-Lewin competition, and we've got that now with Beto. I don't think he's as good as Calvert-Lewin, but I think when he comes on, he's going to push to be the best he can and give Calvert-Lewin as much competition as he's got. And I do think that Beto is a lot better than Rondon, and he's a lot better than frigging Mope, and he's a lot better than frigging Tojan. So I'm happy with and Schmiti. He come on as well. But I think, do you think that Beto, because I believe in my head that the reason Schmiti come on was because Beto was definitely playing in this cup, if you know what I mean. I think Dyche knew in his head that Beto's playing in the cup. So he brought Schmiti on saying, you can have the last little run around in this game to see the game out last game. And Beto's got the nod for this game. But Schmiti, he's one that probably wants to play in this as well. He'll be hungry to prove himself.
Yeah, I don't think Schmiti coming on, literally it was 89th minute, wasn't it? And being on for 7 minutes, really, just it didn't matter so much. Do you know what I mean? It probably meant a lot more to Schmiti than it did to any of the performance or the actual. I think
he's got confidence, though. A lot of people slating him, but I think he's got confidence. When I've watched him come on, he doesn't look like a kid that's nervous. I think he's a big lad, and I think he's got confidence, but he's just got a lot to learn, hasn't he? But I'll just give him a chance. Fair enough.
So that's you're probably shouting about 6 changes there, are you?
I don't want it, but I just believe that we've got to be prepared to get that changes are going to come. And the way Sean Dyche is, he likes to keep the whole squad happy. And this is the positive, by the way, because you wouldn't want us to have 11 players now playing really well, pick up some injuries, and then players come in and make us shit. Dyche needs to keep the bench good and the bench happy. I don't want him to do that and make us lose this cup game, but he does need to keep he does need to keep the standard of the bench up. He can't have Dan Juma getting on a massive strop because he's had no chance since he's come in. We've gone and signed him, said he's going to play a lot and be one of our good attacking players and not even be given a chance. So I do believe that Dan Juma, for me, needs to get a chance this game, and I hope he proves himself. We need good competition. We need healthy competition. Just because, like, you've got a good 11 now doesn't mean you should think everyone else is shit. You want a good 11 and you want a good frigging 5 or 6 on the bench ready to come on that's going to really compete. Yeah. All the best teams now have got a good 11 and they've got a bloody good squad as well. Bench, you know what I mean? That's the thing. And we need to start doing that as well. We need good subs.
Just before we sort of go on to other people's as well, I'll just tell you the team that Villa chose when we played Villa at their place. So obviously DCL was up there, Harrison, Van Juma was playing, Mikalenko, Anana, Garner, Patterson, and a back three, Branthwaite, Tarkovsky, and Keane, Pickford in goal. And the thing was, that was a strong side for us then, wasn't it, as well? We were solid enough, but we didn't rest people, really, not really. Villa played McGinn at left back. They had Torres, but they had Olsen in goal. They played Dendoncker, who doesn't play because it's usually who's the other lad along Douglas Luiz. Tielemans played, Bailey started, and Watkins was rested because Duran played, and we took advantage of that. They had a momentum going at home. They weren't losing any games at home, and still obviously have a great record in the league, but they sacrificed the game against us in many ways because of those changes that we made. The question about is whether you would play a strong side in this is what's more important and how much more important is tomorrow over Saturday. It's Brighton at home. Do you know what I mean? We're not playing Bournemouth or Forest or Sheffield United or Luton. We're not playing or Wolves. We're not playing sides who are directly against us. Brighton are up there, really. So what would you rather go for? Would you rather go and beat Burnley tomorrow with a strong side, be in the quarterfinals of cup competition, or half sacrifice that and hope that you get through, but maybe get a half decent result against Brighton? Do you know what I mean? It's about weighing that up, isn't it? And I think if you make that many changes, you're opening yourself up to that possibility that Villa did when we played them at their place.
He's also historically not a manager to deplete his team. Historically, he's not that sort of manager. He historically plays his best 11 that he can. So I understand what you're saying, Dan, and I'll be honest with you, mate. If that team's picked, you're getting it. Like, you're getting it. Like,
it's not my fault.
It's your fault, man.
Your fault. You put that out in the universe.
I seen your face straight away. I said I want Sean Dyche to play this. No, I want him to play your team. I really do. I think the only swap that I would make is Beto for Calvert-Lewin, just to rest Calvert-Lewin. And I think Dan Juma in for either McNeil or Harrison. Probably Harrison for me. I'd probably swap it the other way around. I'd probably bring him in for Harrison and play McNeil the other side, Dan Juma one. Same as you. Why we're good? Just keep them good. Remember that David Moyes era? We had Lescott, Jagielka, Baines. You could name the same team week in, week out, and they played the whole season, and it never got changed. And that's the way you should do it. I don't think you can. Paul made a very good point just a minute ago. Aston Villa changed it, and they went out the cup. If we change it, do we go out the cup? Because I really do not want to go out of this cup, by the way. I do not want to go out this cup because we will not get a better chance than this. We'll land a good team after this. We've just seen that Newcastle fan that just come on now and he's saying about him getting us. Some big teams are getting knocked out this round. There's some big clashes. They're going. We only need to get one more good draw, and we probably need to win 2 games to win a cup. You can't not go for that. You really can't not go for that. And imagine Sean Dyche will want it, won't he? He's come to Everton. If he come to Everton and he got a cup on his first full season and got us away from the relegation battle zone, Imagine that. Like, he'll want that. As a manager, he's hungry to do good things. He ain't going to want to turn down that. So I'm really hoping, Jamie, by the way, my point is, I'm really hoping he plays the best team and he doesn't mess this up. I'm hoping he's listening to this channel now and he's thinking, Dan, you're right. I'm going to play my freaking best team and I'm going to make Everton fans happy. I'm going to win this cup game and then I'm going to beat Brighton after. And Everton are going to have an amazing season and 12 points is going to do absolutely sod all because we're near Europa League spots. That's the attitude that I'm hoping Sean Dyche has got.
I do also want to say, though, I also think that I'll go back to what I said earlier on. I also think that Sean Dyche has far too much respect for the occasion of what tomorrow will actually mean for the club and for Bill Kenwright to not send out a weakened team. I think he'll want give Bill a good send-off as well. So I think he'll put a full-strength team out. And he hasn't even got to motivate them. He's just literally got to go out and do it for the chairman. That's it. Send them out. Simple as that.
Yeah, true.
I know. This comment's a good one. Do you know what? Newcastle fan, come on, very respectful, which makes change. But at the end of the day, I agree with him. I would rather this is respect to you, Newcastle, because I would rather play Man United than you. I really would. We're not that good against you at the minute. I would rather play Man United than you. But although Man United are well renowned for knocking us out of cups, ain't they? A lot of cups in my head. It's been Man United that have knocked us out with Martial scoring a frigging goal. So I don't know. I don't know what. I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm just thinking on winning this game. Paul, get these comments on. Get these people involved now.
Just going along, really. A lot of people are saying Beto should maybe start or DCL. Emma thinks that Beto is better coming off the bench. Where are we? This is Everything Everton. Good to see him again.
Love you, lad.
Pickford, Miko, Patterson, Keane, Taki, and Branthwaite. So we're going 5, or we're going 3. Dan Juma's going to start. Harrison on the other side. Anana and Garner, and Beto. So that'll be interesting, actually. That'll mean that you'd imagine Dan Juma would be slightly inside, sort of inside left, maybe ahead of Anana and Garner. 5 works.
Are you off that, Paul? Are you gone with that now? Because you was the wing back man. You was this.
I was.
Not the same team, but you was this sort of formation that Everton's gone for.
I was, where I wouldn't particularly do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think I am a big advocate of the 3-5-2, 3-5-1-1 for us, but I don't think this necessarily needs to be a thing for tomorrow. You know, that might actually be something that could work on Saturday against Brighton. To be honest with you, that kind of thing. Let's get the right ones. The Blues is on. JP in goal, Patterson right, Miko left, Taki and Branthwaite. I think that's seems to be a general thing. Maybe Young comes in for some people. McNeil starts on the left. Garner and Anana and Danjuma. Maybe O'Neill on the McNeil on the right hand side. And Beto's up there as well. That actually you've got one left. I think you've got one left there, Blues, if that's right.
Yeah, you got 10 players there, yeah.
Yeah, so you can have yourself on. You and Beto up front, Blues. Harrison and DCL having a bit of a rest. Paula's on. She only picked 8 players. That's how good she thinks we are. But then she came back and said Pickford in goal, Godfrey, Branthwaite, she middle 2, Miko on left, Patterson on right, Garner Gay and James Garner, middle diddle, like you said, Dan. Decore in front, presumably Dan Juma left, Harrison right, and Beto up front. Where else have we got?
Richo there as well, look.
Sorry. Go back to Richo. Sorry, my bad.
Sorry, there we go.
Sorry.
Richo.
That's what happens when Dan tells me to do something and does it himself.
You was doing so good, but I just seen Richo's comment and I got him involved. There you go, Richo. Pickford, Patterson, Tarkowski. I didn't want to make you do all the work. Pickford, Patterson, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mikalenko, Harrison, Gay, Onana, Danjuma, Decore, better. I'm buzzing with that. I'm happy with that. So a lot of is that everyone's now? Have we got for everyone? So I don't like to miss stuff out if you've made the effort to type your team up. Is that everyone's?
No. There's a few other. To be fair, a few other comments. Blue says you maybe rest Patterson for Brighton. Yeah, I think people are just sort of. Some people are a bit
There's a lot of
not just wary that some players have had recent injuries, or they're maybe not as match fit as perhaps they could be. Emma says, "Don't be shocked if Keane and Young start, because they might be motivated to."
Well, she does like Ashley Young, don't she? So that's probably because she wants Ashley Young to play.
I don't know if she's a Keane fan as well, though. We'll have to.
I don't know. I know she's not interested in Young, but do you think that we're going to scores now? So, by the way, put your score predictions in now, so they're there. Get your score predictions in, and who's going to score. You know how it works. So, we want what the score is going to be and who's going to score, and then we're finishing the show on that. Thanks for all the comments as well. You're all there. It's amazing, and we've got plenty on tonight, and I like that. That's what we do this for. Good interaction. What I was going to say to you is, do you believe, I know you both say no to this, do you believe Shamiti and Beto can play up top together 4-4-2?
Why not? You ain't going to know till you try it.
I'm just curious on whether that combo could be a combo for Sean Dyche. Will he play Shamiti? Could he play one in Decore's position? Going to be really interesting. I'm interested. I'm excited and nervous about what we're going to play in this game. I really am. Put your score predictions in. Do you think, Paul, he could go with Shamiti and Beto?
I think the only way that you're going to see us play either even DCL and Beto up front is if we're chasing the game. I can't see that being a starting formation, and I can only see it if we need a win, or we're chasing the game in some way. I just can't see that being anything in his mind.
Down first, doesn't he, before anything else?
Exactly. And
this is a good point. This is a good point here by the Blues. Look, sorry, I was just going to. Why you just put that? Because I want them to keep the comments coming, people. The Blues has just said like the stream as well. Make sure you like it. I want to come off with this as many likes as comments. You know what I mean? So like the stream. The Blues has just said, hopefully, if we are winning and the result's good, he can bring some of the players on. So if we do play our strongest team, like you say, you can then see Garner Gate come on, and you can see Patterson maybe get rested, Young come on, or something like that. So that's a good point as well. Hope you don't mind it when it's like that, do you? If we're, say, 2-0 up, we're in Dreamland here. If we're 2-0 up and then you see players come on. We have got to win this game. We have got to win this cup game. This is what's been in my head. This is the cup that I believe we can do. I don't want it to be eliminated. I really don't. And I do think with a full strength team, I've said it earlier on, I don't think many teams are going to want to play us, or we're going to be really hard to knock us out if we've got a full strength team. I really do think we can win this. I really do believe it. And people know that I'm positive, Dan, but I really do think, even if it's just you draw games and you take them to penalties or something like that, I really do believe that teams are going to struggle to beat us. Because we beat Brentford, that was in a really good run. They was like unbeaten when we beat them. We went and beat Aston Villa, and Aston Villa keep putting on that no one's beat them and we beat them. I know they say it's a weakened team, but so what? It wasn't that much weakened. We've gone and beat West Ham, who won Europa League and won the whole competition. We are getting better. And I honestly do believe that if we stay in this competition, Paul just said it, we're three games away from winning this competition. You'll be absolutely bomb with me if you don't take this serious. Yeah.
It's worth it. It is worth it. We're not going to, I tell you what, we wouldn't particularly remember the result against Brighton at home in the middle of a whole season, but we would remember missing an opportunity to go into the quarterfinals of a cup. Certainly the way we are at the moment. So I just don't see.
We're Everton. We're random. We'll do something like that. We'll have relegation battle last season, win a cup this season. We've got to do it. Right. Score predictions. We'll go. We'll give ours, and then we'll put yours on the screen. Then we'll finish the show. Thanks all for getting involved. We'll go with Jamie first, then Paul, then me.
Got to make you go first one day, Dan. tell you.
Save the best till last, baby. Save the best till last, baby. Right.
I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0 to...
Well, not to them. Not to them.
Are you in a good mood? Are you in a good mood or bad mood? 3-0 to us.
No, yeah, I'm quietly confident. And like I said, I think the occasion's going to be a big thing. The Blues is literally just about to appear. I also think that those that have had a lot of doing or dealings with Ken Wright themselves will probably want to. You seen with DCL with his interview after he scored against West Ham, first words out of his mouth was that was for Bill.
Yeah,
didn't need to say it. Do you know what I mean? Didn't need to say, but they were the first words that come out of his mouth. And where better to score a goal or to win a game at home, with a place that he probably loved better than his own home. So. Yeah, I think the occasion is going to play a big part. I think the Blues is correct in what I've just said. So, yeah, I'm quietly confident. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to go Beto, Doucouré, and a Nathan Patterson screamer.
I like it. I like that, to be fair. I can cope with that. Right.
He was going all right, wasn't he? Jamie was going all right then, apart from the very end.
I know, yeah. You make a good point, though, and whether you like Bill Kenwright or not, Bill Kenwright has sent a lot of those players messages. They know him personally, and a lot of those players, when we do the thing at the start of the game for Bill Kenwright, will probably want to win it for him because they know him. He messages them, and he probably tells them that he really likes them and that they're good and stuff like that, and they'll want to do something for him. So I agree with you. Paul, go for it. What's your score? And then we'll put the scores in the comments on the screen, and we'll finish the show.
I think I'd say I'm thinking I hate jinxing it, but I think like 4-1. I think it'll be a slow start, but I think if we need changes or anything, I think second half we seem to do really well at the second halves for some reason lately. So I think 4-1. I think 1-1 at half time. And I think we'll put on a second half show.
Well, I don't know if you remember this on the last stream. Yeah. Who's your goal scorer? 4-1. You got a lot to answer for there.
I have a little bit. I'm going to go. I think they'll get a penalty. It'd be something shite on it, really. Goal scorers for us. I think. I'd say I actually think someone random is Jamie's probably right. Someone a bit random. You never know. Miko might end up having a sort of deflected shot or something. So why don't we go for Miko?
Pato.
We'll go for Beto. Beto will get one. Dan Juma get one, and Tarkovsky from a corner like that. Nailed.
Do you know what? I don't know if you remember, Paul. I actually said last time, my score last game was, I said 3-2, but it'll be 1-0. We all think it'll be a big scoring game, but it'll be 1-0. I said, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah. I said I'm saying 3-2 because I want everyone to score, but really it'll be 1-0. And I think I probably said like a brown.
It was a clever way to hedge your bets. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if the bookies see it like that, but
I know by going high and low.
Did you win your bet, by the way? Did you win your bet?
No, because you said for me.
No, hang on. Go on.
Right. So
did I
this
say
was the bet.
The odds weren't
this was the bet. Right. No, listen. This is what happened. Right. So it goes back to you here, Paul. Right.
Oh yeah.
You said Calvert-Lewin to have a shot on target, which he did, and you said McNeil to have a shot on target.
We didn't like that.
In the comments, it was either the Blues or someone else. They said Harrison. I did Harrison because it was better odds. So McNeil, I did Calvert-Lewin and Harrison. Calvert-Lewin and Harrison both had a shot on target, so that was in. Guess what didn't come in? Who did you say would get carded when I gave you the option of them and our players?
Surely Onana did some sort of bad tackle somewhere, didn't he?
No, he didn't get. Everton players didn't get carded. No,
I don't think anyone got booked.
No one got booked. No Everton players got booked. And you said Everton will definitely get booked.
Pickford got booked.
Oh yeah, Pickford. That's it. But you had like there must have been 5 bookings for West Ham that you could have picked. There was 5 bookings for West Ham that you could have picked. That new centre back that they've got, the new centre back that they've got, Kudus that we were supposed to sign got carded. You had all these to pick, and you made me lose. Right, my score prediction anyway.
Betting doesn't
I'll put a
take
bet on
it.
this, and
Betting
I'll put a bet on
Only
this.
the bookies, lad. Only the bookies win that.
That's why you don't gamble, kids.
Because Paul will make you lose. Right. There you go. 4-2. I'm going for 4-2.
Whoa, major.
I want to go on again, but I'm going 4-2. And I'll tell you who will be the scorers, and I really want this to happen. I want Beto to get a brace. I've nothing more that I want in the world than Beto to get his chance and get a brace. Just because I don't want Calvert-Lewin to be playing, and a lot of people just turning on Beto just because they love Calvert-Lewin. How about you love both of them? You know what I mean? How about you love both? And I'd love Beto to get his chance and get a brace. And then we know we've got two very good strikers for this season. And I'd love Beto to play and get a brace. I think Dan Juma, for me, needs to score if he plays. He's the Cobra. He has scored, like Jamie said, a few times. And I think he just needs a boost. And it makes us massively confident knowing that two players have scored that are bench players, basically, from our strongest team. That makes you really feel good. So I'm going Beto brace, Dan Juma, and I'm going to go for something wacky at the end. I'm going to go for a Michael Keane header because I've got a feeling the idiot's going to play. And it's just Everton, and it's Michael Keane freaking after doing that handball and pointing to his hand after it hits his hand. Michael Keane.
Why do I come on this channel?
Maybe just stands it in like that.
Why do I come on this channel?
I had to get back to reality then. But I'd love Patterson to score, like Jamie said as well. Right, let's get your scores and scores and your goal scorers on, and let's finish this show. It's been amazing. Loved it.
If you post them in. If you've
seen that, look, Emma, you just said, does she like Michael Keane? There's your answer. I've just said Michael Keane's going to score, and she says it's a header and own goal. So no, she don't like Young or Michael Keane.
If you put your prediction in before Emma did a 2-0 tax, just post it in again for us. But yeah, 2-0 tax and Beto. Quite happy with that. Clean sheet again would be really good. Just really pleased with the boys are the defending at the moment. Sorry, go on.
As Neil Warnock said, it could be a flick off knob end in 90th minute to win one. I don't care what score it is. As long as we win. I don't care. I really don't.
100%.
Harrison, is that better? Are we playing the emoji? We're playing the emoji game with everything, Everton. But I'm going to guess that it's Beto and Danjum and Harrison. Could you not find an emoji for Harrison? What would the emoji be for Harrison? Something hairy.
Harrison.
What would it be?
Well, you set him a challenge now. So anybody, if you know an emoji for Harrison, if anybody's got an emoji for Harrison, put it in the comments now. Put it in the comments.
In emoji form.
Yeah. Well, don't do that because that's going to confuse us and we won't actually know it. That's just Everton Everton's style, that is. He likes to make things tricky for him, bless him. Hope you're well, Everton Everton. Right. On to the Blues.
Blues is going,
I love the Blues.
Blues is going 3-1. Well, his goal scorer is actually, this would be good. Beto Brandthwaite would be nice, wouldn't it? And Garner, and then he does the lawnmower celebration, which someone had him on.
Lawnmower.
Still Ryan asked him to do the lawnmower celebration. That'd be good. Not seen it for ages.
I don't know what that was. That wasn't really a lawnmower, was it? That was just a wiggle of the chest. That was.
Aluminium, good to see you. Subscribe, mate. 2-0.
Subscribe, mate. Get on it, mate.
Your goal scorers if you haven't already.
It's a new one.
Richo says 2-0 as well. Tarkovsky both. Oh, Harrison. Oh, what a shame.
Hey, do you know what, though? If you think about it, I've just thought about it now. The Richo said it, though. Some players do score against the old teams. And I said Michael Keane to score against Burnley. He's just said Tarkovsky to score against Burnley. McNeil could score again. None of us have said him. He could score against Burnley. Yeah. It happens to us all the time. If King can score 3 goals against Everton and get a hat-trick after he used to play for us, if King can do that, it's time for some players to do that for us. So, yes, we do want the Burnley players to score against Burnley. Next ones, move on. Let's get them up.
Where are we? No, I think with these emojis, or to be fair, he might just be talking about everything Everton. Blue, love and a heart. I'm going now. And tell you what, I'm going to do after we finish this is I'm going to think of what the emojis would be for every single player.
You will as well. He'll do a quiz. He'll do an emoji quiz. What player is this?
Name the Everton player.
Name the Everton player. That's what we'll have to do.
Stamp it in the comments before the next stream, and people can't mention names. They've got to use the emoji for the player.
Emojis only.
I'm going to have to do it for next Halloween now because, unfortunately, we've had loads of stuff on this channel now. We've literally done a stream in the Premier League, and then straight away we've got a midweek game. I wanted to do a Halloween quiz where the Everton players, I was going to put a Halloween face on them on Snapchat. Do you know where it changes your face and say, who's this face? I wanted to do that. But we'll do it next season for Halloween. Don't worry. We will keep the quizzes going. We've got a lot of stuff coming up anyway. Jamie, what's up, mate? Say something wrong.
Jamie's just going off to find his emoji.
Get back now. What did I say? What did I say to you then?
Oh, it was your fucking team, mate. I'm still having nightmares.
I mean, if you've got a problem with me, don't go out of the room. Let's have it in the Toffee Blue Cast house, mate.
Just because you've got hey, you what? Just because you got black t-shirts on.
I'll meet you on the pumpkin patch.
Don't let me get the eyes out, mate. Every time I put the mask on, I drop the headphones. Don't let me get the eyes out.
Mate, you look like me fucking missus before she puts a war paint on in the morning.
Fucking, you're dead now. She knows where you live, mate.
She just, of course, she fucking lives with me.
Oh, she's after you now, mate.
Oh, I'm a lover, not a fighter, Dan. I love you to death.
Actually, not yet. He talked about putting makeup on. Right, let's.
I'll quote John Fury. I'll bum you. I'll bum you.
All right, here we go. Toffee Bluecasters. We have loved this. I will try and get someone, a Burnley fan, on tomorrow. Just a little surprise. If he messages back, I'll have him on. I think we will do it too. There's quite a few on now, so I'll tell you. He's a decent Burnley fan, to be fair. He's got a big account. I will get him on, and he'll say what he thinks about Burnley. I'll say what I think about Everton. We'll have a fight. I'll probably knock him out. He'll probably knock me out. And then before the game, and then we'll have the game. It'll just start it off perfect. But I'll try and get him on. Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a very good lad, to be fair. He's a good speaker as well. So hopefully I do get him on tomorrow. I'll let you know early. I'll put it up early if we are going live on that. If not, sorry, but we do try to do stuff for you. We'll get plenty on Matt's reaction because we're going to hopefully beat Burnley. If we don't beat them, me and Paul will have to do it and everyone else will be grumpy and won't join us. So probably Jamie will be like, don't speak to me. Stay away, you know what I mean? And then no one, I'll say to people, do you want to come on the stream? They'll be like, no, I'm angry. And I'll be like, right, all right, don't worry. Me and Paul will be the people that motivate people and cheer them back up. There you go. Yeah. Right. This has been amazing. There's loads on. There's still quite a few on now. Thanks for tonight, everybody. Happy Halloween. Before we go, there's quite a few on. What Halloween voice do you want to do? Like, I want a Halloween noise.
A Halloween noise?
Yeah. Just while I find the song. Halloween noise. That's put you on the spot.
Dan. Jesus Christ.
I'll do the clown.
A Halloween noise would be... someone telling me that it's school tomorrow. That's what's the Halloween noise for me. You're right, Doc.
Do you know what? I didn't realise being the clown was so hard. How does he do that all the time? Bloody hell.
You know, sounded like a deep throat, not a fucking clown.
All right, come on. You go. Give me.
Oh, you don't want me to do a sound, trust me.
You need an evil laugh. Let's have an evil laugh. Evil laugh competition. Go on, Dan.
Halloween, you've got to do something evil. Got an evil laugh competition. Right, people in the comments before we go, right? Paul's good there. He's got a good one. Before we go, just tell us who wins in the comments right now, right? You're there in the comments. Before we go, we'll do an evil laugh and you just tell us who wins. So it's Jamie, Paul, or Dan, the mayor, right? Who's going to win? Right. We'll start with Paul because he's suggested it. Then we'll do Jamie. Then we'll save the best to the last. So we'll go me last. So Paul, evil laugh. You ready? I didn't expect that.
Over to you, Jamie.
Jamie. I didn't expect that. Oh, that was good. Go on, Jamie. That's good. That's good.
Okay, go on, Dan.
It's Halloween, innit? Right.
What the?
You put the pressure on
Sounded
me.
like a chip bag.
Oh my god, I'm crying. You put the. But, do you know what? I would have done just a normal evil laugh, but Paul jumped in like guns blazing with the most evil laugh. Took him serious.
That's me teacher laugh.
Oh, do you know what? Oh my god, happy Halloween! I don't care. I'm not even going to look in the comments who won that. That's just made my night. That has. Right, I'm crying here.
Oh, that's so. Oh,
Jamie wins. Jamie
Emma,
was good. I thought he was going to back out.
I'm offended, Emma.
That was funny. That was. I'm actually crying. Right. Can't wait for tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm always excited for these Everton games at the minute. It's all different. We're going to do well. I'll drop the song now. Thanks, Jamie, for coming on. Amazing. We sorted his sound system out, people. There was people in the comments that said about his sound system. We let people on the channel, and it takes us a while to get the equipment right, but Jamie's got it a bit better today. We always work on what you want to get it a good listen for you, and I feel like we've done well tonight with it. So happy Halloween, everyone. Have a boss one and steal your kids' sweets.
Yes.
There we go. Eliana's got a bag.